Yeah. It's huge. Yeah.
Bigger than big. Larger than large.
I have. Yeah, I'll get you started right away. Okay. All right. Morning and welcome to the Board of Works. We'll start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. All right, let the minutes reflect all members are present. We'll start with the approval of the minutes from the August 19th meeting.
They all look good to me, did you? I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you. Welcoming all our visitors here this morning, appreciate coming out. Lynn, I don't see any reports mentioned under oral and written communications, so I'll assume there are none.
I don't have any.
With that, we'll start with unfinished business. This would be the wastewater bid award to G&G Hauling for the 200 South Sewer Expansion, the lift station, and all that work associated with that. Brian?
Yeah, so we're just recommending that we award the bid to G&G. They were the low bid for the project. I don't know if you have any questions. I haven't got it opened up yet.
I move to accept. I'll second that.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you.
Thank
Brian, when's that work to start? Okay. All right. All right, thank you. All right, under new business, we'll start with Fall Family Kickoff Road Closure Request. Here they are. You guys are first. Paula?
Hi, how are you?
And
No.
is this Angie?
Angela Ayers.
Angela Ayers, great.
Director of Children's Ministry at Frisbee.
Okay.
So if you have any questions, the Director of Children's. I don't know.
All right, so the road closure request, let's see,
Market and Jefferson.
High between
Street.
Market and Jefferson, yeah. I was just looking, it was High Street. You guys have done this in the past as well, correct? Or is this the first time?
It's the first time for Angela, but we have done it.
Okay.
So it's just closing off the street between, we're only one end of the parking lot open and the tracks, so that people can get in and park. We're doing an ice cream social, so come on down.
So that's Sunday, September 18th. The event start time is from 12 to 2. The road closure would be from 11 to 2:30. And Paul, I know you've guided her on the proper procedure, so I assume that's all taken care of.
Yeah.
All right.
It'd be lovely to get some barricades. Do you need anything else? No trash barrels or anything? No. Just the barricades?
Okay,
And then we'll call in beforehand?
all right, all right. Questions?
No, I'll move to approve the road closure request.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Dustin?
Ice cream.
Pardon me?
Come on down.
Any ice cream, come on down.
All right, thank you. All right, next item is Community and Economic Development Director Jeremy Skinner on the Anchorage Road pay application.
Yes, you have before you pay application number 10 for right-of-way as we continue to get all the property needed for this road improvement project. This pay application is the amount of $3,684.24, and this is for the right-of-way services. It's 80-20 match, so we'll pay out 100% and get reimbursed 80%.
I move to accept.
I'll second that.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right,
Thank you.
thanks, Jeremy. Denny, HR travel requests?
Yes, sir, we only have one request for this meeting, and that's for myself to go down to the AIM Impact Conference, September 14th to 15th at Grand Park.
All right. Questions?
No, I'll move to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you. And then you've got a new hire or change report.
Yeah, it's a little bit lengthier report this time. The police department has done some promotions, and with the promotions was a lot of personnel moves, so that's what the majority of this is. Wastewater had a transfer position, Jonathan Haig, transferred from a plant operator to a maintenance tech. We got a new employee preparing to start at Parks, Parker Shoemaker. He'll be starting September 12th, and the rest of it is all at the police department.
All right. Questions?
No, Justin Curtis, is he the animal control, right?
Yes,
What shift is he moving to?
he was on thirds,
That's what I thought.
so in order to better take care of that extra duty, they're going to be moving him back to the first position.
Yeah, when I saw that, I thought it made sense. I'll move to approve the new hire and change.
Most dogs are asleep at night, George. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
It is right.
Thank you.
All right, it's probably time to move on. George, if you want, you can get back at me because I'm presenting the agreement with the bowling alley for the city holiday party. We're back, hopefully, live this year and in person. Had a few challenging years, not been able to have the event, so just ask that you approve the agreement that we've got with the bowling alley. Any questions?
I move to approve.
I'll second that.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. Item number 6 is the contractor agreement with CME Corporation. They will be doing the Center Lake Pavilion renovations. And I know Aaron, our city engineer, is going to present the contract that hopefully we'll approve today and get this whole thing rolling.
Yeah, I'm assisting the Parks Department and trying to get all this contract administration in place. We had given CME an early notice to proceed, so we've actually already had a pre-construction meeting, and they are anxious to start work next week. So what I have before you is the standard form agreement that architects firms use. It's all very common language. I have reviewed it. There were a couple items that came up that we forwarded through the city attorney for thoughts and opinions on. But other than that, I would like to recommend the board accept this contract and we move forward with the project.
Just curiosity, it's showing 350 days of work as the length of the work. And you just suggested that you gave them a notice to proceed last month. So the clock would start when they began, or?
Yeah, I believe that's the way they look at it as well as the way we would look at that. They needed that to go ahead and issue subcontracts to the rest of their team and to be able to start purchasing of the materials and such. So therefore, yeah, that the clock would have started for things then, technically, so.
Okay,
I'll back those dates in. I do plan to provide a status report. It's not gonna have a lot of detail in it at this point, but I'll share that and I'll go ahead and highlight those dates as well as state that they're going, should you approve the contract, that they're, I'll get that status report together, that they're gonna be mobilizing next week, putting up construction fencing around
Sure.
the pavilion and getting some of that information out to you guys so that you can then further distribute as you choose.
all right. Other questions?
No, I'll move to approve the contractor agreement.
Before I second, any comments, Scott, from legal? You good?
I am good.
Second?
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thanks, Aaron. So with that, Adam Greiner from Zimmer Biomed Foundation called yesterday and asked if he could bring the check over, the first check over for the project, and I thought it would be good to bring the check over to the Board of Works and get maybe a little photo op with the clerk treasurer who will receive those funds, and then maybe we'll just stand behind Lynn. You and Adam can stand up here. Come on, Lynn.
Thanks again. Treasurer.
Alright, 1, 2, 3. One more, 1, 2, 3.
All right. The big check. Thanks, Adam. Sure appreciate it. You heard the progress. We're officially starting, so. All right.
Yeah, we
That's
are.
our
Thank you.
week.
Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
involvement. That's exciting.
I'm sorry, Lynn. Okay. So let's move on. Sorry. Appreciate,
Fine, we appreciate what
yes,
they've done
yes.
for us, so.
All right, well then let's get started and talk about some seasonal events that are coming up here. We'll
Yes,
start.
so the first one we have here is for Firehouse Santa. It's Santa Claus for the 2022 Light Up the Night on December 2nd to meet and greet with children for the amount of $400.
All right, and then the second contract, I assume, is with the same,
That is actually a different program. It's the same Santa. He
Okay.
will be there for Santa's Workshop. That is an event on December 10th to also meet and greet with children and have his picture taken for the amount of $400.
all right. And again, I would ask the press to be sensitive to this hiring of a Santa Claus, so that would be very kind of you to maybe not mention that.
She did say same Santa Claus, which is critical. That's good.
Yes.
There's one. That's,
All
I
right,
was checking.
There's only
Good.
one.
Thanks, Mayor.
And
You're
it's
on
the
it.
same one,
Good.
so.
That's great.
so we'll start with the December 2nd.
Yes, for Light Up the Night.
Firehouse. Yep, Light Up the Night, $400. Questions?
Move to accept.
Second?
Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, and then the December 10th, same amount, same Santa Claus?
Move to approve.
Second?
Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, and then the next two are for the Fall Family Fun event on October 7th. Incredible Bats, they've come for several years. The children really enjoy that interaction. They have skunks and bats and different things. And that contract just went up a few dollars to cover some extra gas, so that one's for $410.
All right, any questions on that?
Move to approve.
Second?
Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And the next item would be,
That one is for the same event, Laughing Stock Productions. 3 clowns are going to come and do balloon twisting and entertainment. And they kept their fees the same this year for $660.
all right, Questions?
And I'll move to approve.
Second?
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. All right, Scott, got the information on the Lassus Brothers contract for fuel for 2023.
Yes, the Board of Works previously approved the bid that was solicited, I think, at the August 5th Board of Works meeting. This is just the actual contract from the company provided by Lassus Brothers for 80,000 gallons, 2023, at $2.99 per gallon.
Questions?
Now I'll move to approve the agreement, contract.
Second?
All right, any further discussion? I want to take just a minute and meet with Scott and the city attorney on this before we finally approve this. Kind of in a sidebar conversation.
Motion to adjourn. Got big plans this weekend.
I don't have any for information, so I.
Last row, the swimming.
Sorry.
I don't think it's on the application.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good this weekend. And your kids coming home?
I don't, they
Yeah,
might.
it's
They-
not
they-
on the application.
It's
Sorry.
weird. Jack came home 2 weeks, they just show up. They're getting older. You know it better than it's weird. So, you never know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I just,
I think that's the only
they've been
way
real good.
I've ever seen
Keep
it
it, you know,
spelled, so.
It's 2 hours away.
Yeah,
They
so
they
it's
do
okay.
keep in touch and it's been good. So, I think I told you, Lucas may have a baby.
Wait, was she like
It's early.
child or
But,
children's
I mean,
services or something like that?
I may have told you, but I'm excited for that.
No, that.
I was just gonna say, but it's exciting.
You button both of them.
All right. Any further discussion? All right, motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right, thank you. All right, item number 12, Street Department, it's got a contract for office cleaning.
Yes, the contract here was Intimera Cleaning LLC for office cleaning with, all the fall allergies, COVID, everything else. Is kind of important to get back to having a cleaning service again. We quoted multiple people. This recommendation actually came from wastewater. They clean at wastewater plant as well. So just asking the board to approve the contract there.
Move to approve.
Second?
Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you. You're still up, Dustin, with permission to purchase some salt spreaders.
Yeah, permission here to purchase 4 new salt spreaders for some of our pickup trucks. It's more to keep continuity with the design. These will have the same controls, the same style as what we're running in the bigger trucks. So it'd just be an overall better setup. At the time, I got the stuff to Scott just a little bit late, but I do have the attorney, a letter of approval from the attorney as well, here attached, so if anybody wants to see that.
All right, questions?
It's 4 of them, right?
Yeah, this is 4 of them.
Okay.
Replacing, we had some tailgate spreaders that you have to lift the bed ever so often through town. It gets real challenging with power lines and neighborhoods and where you're at and who happen to come to a complete stop. It's just not the perfect setup for the city, so we're going to get away from those and go more to the V-Box style that is just a constant flow.
Okay, thank you. I move to accept.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you. Next item was be a permission to purchase an excavator.
Yes, this is purchasing an excavator. Again, I have a letter from our city attorney with approval. We went out and got 4 different quotes for an excavator. This is replacing a 1991 Cabelco that we have, so we well got our use out of that machine. B&W equipment is the lowest, and there will not be tax on that, so that's a little inaccurate. So it should be $92,643 for this purchase of a new Doosan excavator.
And that's reflected in the bid. Oh, you just delete the sales tax
Correct.
line, and your subtotal is 92,643.
Yeah, that's getting a $20,000 or almost $21,000 customer discount from the dealership, as well as a Doosan government discount of almost $23,000. So huge savings there in going with this route. In fact, it was almost $17,000, closest to the next lowest bid.
And it appears that all of these 4 different bids were for different brands of excavator.
Yeah, we went out and had them, send us quotes on comparable equipment, all loaded out. So yeah, we've tried to find the best deal we could.
It looks like you got one.
All right,
I'll move to approve the purchase of the excavator.
Second.
any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you. And we've got, a couple more here. We've got a traffic signal maintenance agreement.
Yeah, so we've got a maintenance agreement here that, big thanks to our city engineer, Aaron Ott, for having draft this thing up and making sure we had everything covered in there, so thank you for your help. But this is Michiana Contracting to take care of all our traffic signal issues and maintenance, preventative maintenance, on-call maintenance, emergency maintenance, all that stuff will be covered. We recently had a transfer on our traffic signal technician that had been there for several years and wanted to go do some other things. So when we reached out to Michiana to see what the cost would be, the estimated cost for this with all the liability and everything was under $25,000 a year, which is a huge savings for us, and it also takes the liability off of the city as well. And I do have a copy, I can get that to you, Scott, as well, of, they sent over their liability insurance, agreement since then, so.
That's not important to note, but the certifications that are required to be maintained if we try to keep this as an in-house service just become very difficult. And for price, evaluating is trying to keep in-house people capable and certified and employed and in the department.
Sure.
Michiana's a great company. They happen to have good technicians that live within 30 miles of Warsaw to come take care of this when a situation arises.
I know Dustin and I talked about this at length last year, and I know he had looked into it and thought this was the more efficient way to go about it. Something else I suppose to be noted in this contract or in this bid, it's an estimate. These are estimated, there's rates, unit costs for hourly fees, but the amount placed in there are just estimates based on the number of hours they may, or these not to exceed amounts, or these amounts that they're committing to, that we are committing to.
Those are their amounts as far as what I'm taking out of what they're charging per hour for those specific tasks. Some of that stuff is a little bit inflated because we have 17 different traffic signals in the city of Warsaw. One at Argonne Road and, Parker Street is a lot more labor intensive than, ours that are in kind of remote locations. So, that's a little vague. They kind of told me that would not be the, exact cost. They'll prorate it to what they're doing.
It doesn't bind us to continue for any certain period of time, and we went around with them about how to best formulate the different items in the schedule and how they'll bill it, and it can get pretty complex and messy if we go certain directions with it. We felt this was an efficient way, and we also we have the ability to write an amendment to it or refine the descriptions of how they do the work and contract the work and bills, should we find there's a need to do that.
So what, I'm just making sure, all good. What we're actually signing off on or approving is the unit cost hourly rate. That's it. There's no money gonna move unless there's a need.
Unless they come in
And
and
this is,
perform
you're
the
trying to
work.
provide a guesstimation, it'll probably be about 25,000 a
Per
year
year.
if we need to do all this.
Correct. But, yeah, that number didn't actually get defined in the agreement, but that was when they were looking at lump sum numbers and different methods like that. That was where the lump sum numbers were.
Giving us an idea of what it might look like
Yeah.
year in, but it's gonna be the laundry list, they have 1 through 6, the unit cost is what we wanna focus on.
Correct.
Thank you.
We have to observe that they bill us fairly, when it's in that kind of an arrangement, so that's where we have to monitor, make sure they honor the agreement fairly themselves.
And
It
it's
says in
stated-
here, under payment for work, it says city shall pay contractor under non-routine maintenance for labor, equipment, and or material used in making the non-routine repairs at the unit rate shown in Exhibit C. So they're referring to unit rates and not a
Yeah.
flat amount.
Yep.
But
That
that's,
was just an estimate from, they provide the same signal service to Goshen, to Mishawaka, to other municipalities or other cities around us as well. So that's what, just going off our amount of signals and basing off what they've charged other communities, that's where you came up with
Yeah.
what our estimate was. I mean, they'll come in and do all the cabinet cleaning, the preventative maintenance, changing out lights, different stuff like that, just to keep everything updated, timers and all.
but it does say periodic preventative maintenance shall be paid by a city at a flat unit rate per intersection per scheduled visit as listed in Exhibit A. So it's just based on the number of visits that they make.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I know that's kind of getting into the weeds, but I just kind of want to make sure that we knew what we were signing off
Yeah,
on.
Thank you. With that, I'll move to approve.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. All right. Dustin, you've got one more item, and this would be permission to purchase a 16-foot tilt tractor.
Yeah, this is a request of permission to purchase a new 16-foot equipment trailer, tilt trailer from Bobcat of Warsaw. The purchase is well under our blanket of the 50,000, but it's more after talking to our city attorney and Aaron, city engineer as well, of just the importance of transparency, to know we're not just buying something, that we still went out and got 4 different quotes for the purchase price, to come up with the best deal and make sure that we're being fiscally as responsible as we can be. So more so that this is going with the local company, $17,000. It was close. The other one with equipment was just under $400 apart, but Bobcat of Warsaw was the winner in this one, I guess.
Yeah, I saw you had multiple quotes.
Questions?
No, I'll move to approve the purchase of the trailer.
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you.
One quick thing, if I may.
Sure.
The transfer station is going to be down where we were at Waste Management, starting September 13th through January 4th. City attorney and I have been in touch with them. They wanted us to go to Bremen, to the next closest waste management dumping site, which will not really work for us, being that it's about an hour and a half of travel, there and back. There's days that we have to dump more than once. So we set up with them, or Scott set up with them, for us the ability to still go to Packerton and dump. It's only, 10 minutes away. It's much closer. It's going to be a little better result, but we've got that all worked out. But just so everybody knows, I don't know if you have anything you want to add to it or not, Scott.
Yeah, so Waste Management was willing to work with us and was able to work out an agreement to allow us to dump at the Packerton landfill. And so we'll continue to pay the contract like we have with Waste Management, but for the period of time when the transfer station here in town is under construction, we'll just be able to dump with the permission of Waste Management, having worked out the details with the Packerton landfill, which I thought was a good resolution given the options that we had.
Any action you want us to take, or it's just informative?
We just wanted to let you know, and we were appreciative of Waste Management working with us. We're appreciative of the Packerton landfill working with us, and I think it's the best solution for the city to.
How long did you say that work is going to go on?
It's good. They're doing renovation. We're putting a new scale, a taller roof, just doing some renovations to their site up there to make it better. But the email that I received was from September 13th through January 4th is when they expect it to be back up. So about almost 4 months.
Yeah. Okay. All right, thanks for your work on that. Appreciate that. All right, next item, wastewater. This is an amendment to the 200 South Sewer Expansion Project.
This is an amendment with Wessler Engineering to use a program called Ecom. We've used it on many of our projects here lately. It's just a great way to track all the submittals and change orders and pay requests. And at the end, we get a hard drive with all that project information on it and the as-builts. And so it's just a very efficient way to track communication between contractor, engineer, owner. So that is what the amendment is for, $1,404.
I move to approve the amendment.
I'll second that.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you. Thanks, Brian. Lynn, I assume no special claims have been distributed. So to the claims docket, there are 3 of them. Any comments?
Just a quick question. Is that a monthly charge, the YMCA, the 1,200, or no, 1,031? Is that a month for the gym memberships? You know?
Well, the employees, that's their contribution,
Okay.
and that's how it's paid.
And that's why.
It's a voluntary
Yeah.
contribution.
So it's a deduction from their check that we send the YMCA, so it varies probably from
Yeah, I'd forgotten about
month to
that.
month or time period to time period.
Yeah. I didn't see anything else. So I'll we approve the claims dockets as presented.
Second?
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed? All right. I believe that's it. Are there other items carried forward today? All right. Comments or questions? Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
All right. Thank you.
Everybody get back.
All I need is a motion to adjourn. We don't need to vote on that.
Oh, that's true.
Isn't that right, Mr. Parliamentarian?
I don't know.
I just made that up.
That's what I thought.
Hey, hang on, Joe.